So today we are going to deal about transistor as a switch. So generally the switch, this is a switch, and we close and open the switch by using our finger. So we make close and open. That means this is the control signal that we are giving here. So what happens, suppose if you have say 10 volts and 1K. When the switch is open, no current will flow, I equal to 0. Therefore, the voltage drop here is 0 volts. So, according to Kirchhoff's voltage law, the voltage this drop plus this drop should give you 10 volts. Therefore, when the switch is open, the voltage across the switch is 10 volts. And the control signal is given by the closing or opening is done by our fingers. Okay, that means this is the control signal. So when the switch is closed, current starts flowing, and in this case current is equal to I is equal to V is 10 by 1K, which is equal to 10 milliamps. So the entire voltage will be across the load resistance. Now what is the voltage across the switch? It is 0 volts according to Kirchhoff's voltage law. So of course this is 0 resistance, so the voltage drop is 0. 0 volts plus 10 volts is equal to 10 volts. Same concept is applied to the transistor. That I will explain now. So in the transistor, you have three terminals. This is an NPN transistor, NPN. This is emitter, base and collector. Now this can be viewed as a switch. That is, this may be viewed as C, this is E, and this may be viewed as base because the control signal. So you can close or open based on the base current that is flowing through the transistor. You can make this circuit closed or you can make the circuit open with the help of the control signal base current. That's the idea. So let us start an example. So we have a transistor, NPN transistor, and if you have a base resistance and you have a supply base and you have a resistance here. So assume this is 12 volts, this is 0. Now RB, or this is VCC, this is RC, current flowing here is IC, and this is IB. Now here this voltage is VBB. And if you assume the transistor is made up of silicon, then the voltage drop between this point and this point is roughly around say 0.6 or 0.1. I will take it as 0.6. This is plus, this is minus. That means the voltage across RB will be VB with respect to ground. This point is at VBB. With respect to ground, this point is at 0.6, which is nothing but VBE, base to emitter voltage. So the voltage drop here will be VBB minus VBE. Now what is the base current? IB is equal to VBB minus VBE divided by this RB. So now if you know VBB and VBE, because this depends, if it is made up of silicon, it is 0.6 or 0.7, and if it is made up of germanium, it is 0.3. So VBE will change based on the semiconductor that we are using. Now we know IB. So beta IC is equal to beta times IB. So the current gain beta is equal to output by input, which is nothing but IC by IB. Therefore IC is equal to beta times IB. So if we know beta and IB, we can always find out IC. IC is beta and IB we know from this equation. You can substitute over here. Okay. Now coming to the output side, what happens is we have supply voltage VCC. So this drop plus this drop is equal to VCC. That means this drop is ICRC, and this drop from this point to this point, it is called VCE. So this drop plus this drop should give you VCC. So ICRC plus VCE is equal to VCC. Now what happens is VCE is equal to VCC minus ICRC. This is the equation. If we draw the load line is drawn between VCE and IC. So in the switch, we have two worst cases. Either switch can be open or the switch can be short circuited. So when this is open, that means when this is open, assume this point is open. Between this point and this point, circuit is open. So what will happen now? The equivalent model will be RC, a open circuit, and a ground. So no current will flow. That means between this point and this point you have VCC. So here no current will flow. I is equal to 0. So the voltage drop here is 0. Since this is 0, the entire voltage has to appear across VCE. That means since current is 0, this drop is 0 volts. Therefore supply voltage VCC should appear across VCE. So that is the best case. So we are taking this point. This is called cutoff. Why it is called cutoff? Means IC current is 0. The transistor is not at all conducting. So here VCE is equal to VCC. That means if you give 12 volts, it will be 12 volts. If you give 6 volts, it will be 6 volts. That is one point. Another point, the transistor may be short circuited. That means collector and emitter is short circuit. If that is short circuit, this is also short circuited. VCE. Now in that case, maximum current will flow. What is the current? Now current flowing, that is IC, is equal to VCC by RC. That is called the saturation current, maximum current that can flow. So here in this case, the maximum current can flow is VCC by RC. Now this is the load line. Here the current will be maximum, where VC equal to 0, and here the current is 0 and VCE will be maximum. So that means it can either act as a open circuit or closed circuit. Now which is the controlling factor? The controlling factor is IC. Now IC can be replaced by, so VCE is equal to VCC minus IC can be written beta times IB into RC. Now VCE depends on VCC, beta, IB and RC. But VCC is constant for a circuit. Beta is also constant for a particular transistor. IB is vary. This is in our hands. And RC. That means you can make VCE to be 0 or VCE to be maximum or going into saturation based on the IB current, base current. Okay. Let us see one problem based on this transistor as a switch. Now we will see one example. This transistor is made up of silicon. So the VBE is 0.6. The input is 5 volts and you have a base resistance of 1K. That means with respect to ground, this point is 5 volts. With respect to ground, this point is 0.6 volts. So the voltage drop between here is 5 minus 0.6, which is 4.4 volts. Now current through the resistance RB is 4.4 by 1K. 4.4 by 1K is 4.4 milliamps. That's what is written here. So IB we know. Now IC is equal to beta times IB. That means beta we have taken for this transistor as 100. So beta can be anywhere between 60 to 440 like that. But this is a particular transistor having a beta value of 100. So IC is equal to beta times IB. That means 100 into 4.4 milliamps. Now, if the resistance RC is 1K and IC is beta times IB, so IC RC is the voltage drop across this resistance. That means IC is 100 into 4.4 milliamps into multiplied by the resistance value 1K. This K and milli gets cancelled. Now 4.4 into 100, that is 440 volts, which cannot happen. This is very high value. This will not come. Why? Because between ground and the collector we have only 12 volts. Okay, so we cannot get 440 volts. That means the transistor has gone already into saturation in this case. So what happens now? When the transistor is in saturation, it acts as a short circuit. That means you can replace this part by a short circuit. So this is collector and this is emitter. So the voltage across the collector and emitter will be 0 volts. Now what will be the voltage across this one? It will be 12 volts. The current flowing here is this drop plus this drop should give you 12, but here the voltage drop here is 0 volts. That is VCE equal to 0 volts. Since this is 0, this is also 0 volts. Now voltage drop across RC is 12 minus 0 is 12 volts. Current through the RC is 12 divided by 1K, which is 12 milliamps. So now how will you draw the load line for this circuit? For this circuit, the saturation current is 12 milliamps. This is IC. And the cutoff, as I already told you, VCE is equal to VCC. Now VCC will be 12 volts. That means the transistor saturation current is 12 milliamps and the cutoff voltage is 12 volts. So for a transistor should act as a switch, it can shuffle between this value, that is VCE equal to 0 or VCE equal to 12 volts. But in practical case, VCE will be roughly around 0.3 volts, 0.2 volts, 0.3 volts. Now assume for the another case. Another case means the supply voltage is 0 now. You are not giving any voltage at all. So here the voltage is 0 volts. 0 volts means no current will flow. So here IB equal to 0 milliamps. You won't get any voltage drop here, 0.6. You won't get any voltage, so this drop is 0. Since IB is 0, IC is also 0 because beta into IB, therefore IC is also 0. If IC is 0, the voltage drop across the resistance is also 0. That means this is RC, the voltage here is 0. The voltage across RC is 0 volts. So now you have the transistor. This will act as an open circuit. Why? This drop plus this drop should give you. This drop plus this drop should give you plus 12 volts. Okay. Now this drop is 0 volts. So the remaining voltage here will be between this point and this point will be 12 volts. That means this can be viewed as an open circuit. This is a switch, so the voltage across the switch is 12 volts. Suppose if you take the output between collector and emitter, so if you give previous case, it is a short, therefore you will get 0 volts. And if you give 0 volts, the switch is open, you will get 12 volts, that is maximum voltage. That means the switch here now works as the transistor now works as a switch. Now we will draw the load line now. Already I have drawn the load line. So when you give no voltage at the input, this VCE equal to VCC, that is 12 volts. Here it is VCE and IC we have seen already. This is the saturation current, which is nothing but since this is 0, this is 12 divided by 1K, that is 4 milliamps. 1K, which is equal to 12 milliamps. That's all about transistor as a switch. Now the controlling parameter in our regular switch is the finger, but here it is the base current that controls the functionality of the transistor. So we can make the transistor to work as a switch. That means the Q point, the quotient point will shuffle between either at a cutoff or at saturation. If the quotient point is in between any other in the load line at any other point, it can act as an amplifier. Usually in amplifier, the Q point will be at the middle of the load line. So the thumb rule for designing for an amplifier is you can measure the voltage across VCE so that it roughly it will be half the VCC. Suppose if you are giving 12 volts, then if you get a voltage of 6 volt, that means the transistor Q point is at the roughly at the middle of the load line. So that will be suitable for to act as an amplifier. So you can make a transistor work as an amplifier, or you can make a transistor to work as a switch. That's all about transistor as a switch. Thank you.